Hi everybody, and welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Crystal Bay, and today we are talking about that weird 20-something phase. I'm 26, so I'm in the thick of it, I'm in the thick of it. So we're gonna talk about it, okay? Let's jump right into it. Okay, so actually before we talk about how weird our 20-somethings can be, I do want to talk about these new multivitamins that I've been taking. And this is a shameless plug. I have an affiliate link for you guys. We coming up in the world. But I'm taking these vitamins from a brand called LLAMA Naturals. And y'all know me, I'm on my holistic, crunchy black girl era journey. And so I found out about these because they are completely organic. They are real fruit gummies. If you know me, you know I don't swallow pills. So I've been taking the gummies like a kid and I'm not upset about it. And yeah. So if you are like me, or if you just like gummies, these are the perfect things for you. They have some for the whole family, for adults, for your man, for yourself, for your kids. They have multivitamins. They have immunity support. They have a pre and probiotic. They really cover down, you know, as far as the vitamin area is concerned. And so I just want to read you a few details. They are soy-free, egg-free, dairy-free, peanut-free, tree nut-free, shellfish-free, gluten-free, and they use real, you know, fruits and vegetables. And that's where all of the vitamins come from. So I think it's great. I've been enjoying them so far. If you want more information, definitely visit their website, which I will link down below, and use my code BAY20 for 20% off your purchase. Now, let's talk about being 20. So there's a few things that I for sure want to hit, but there's some other things that I'm gonna throw in there. So the areas that I kind of want to hit are your job, your kids, and finances, and just that general feeling of like, where the heck am I? What am I doing? You know? So I'm going to start with like post-college. You're in college, you're doing your thing. You feel like you have everything kind of figured out. You have like your independence, this, and this. But then you graduate. And what happens when you graduate? I'll tell you what happened to me. When I graduated college, it was during the pandemic. So that was a weird time in and of itself. So tack that on to what I'm about to say. But when you graduate college, there's this kind of weird thing that happens where your identity is divorced from education, unless you then go and pursue further education. But your identity is kind of divorced from being a student. And so, you know, up until that point, from K to college, that's, you know, your routine. Like you get up, you go to school, you know, do the tests, you do the essays, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. You kind of navigate within that space, and then you have like your off time during the summer and blah, blah, blah. But after you graduate, you have like a perpetual summer where you just kind of have to figure out what to do. Like, what am I doing? Am I gonna start working? Am I going to, you know, maybe take a month or two and figure my stuff out, maybe get into a new routine? That's kind of what I did. I took, I think, the first 2 or 3 months after college and just kind of like chilled and kind of sat with myself to figure out who the heck am I and what do I want to do now? And that's a real thing. And it's not something that stops. Yeah, like SZA said, God bless them 20-somethings because it's a time of just figuring things out over and over and over and over again. And it's a time of serious transition. So you kind of start to notice maybe the people around you, maybe yourself, like get into serious relationships. Maybe you're seeing people get engaged that you were in middle school and high school with. Maybe you're seeing people get married. Maybe you're seeing people have kids. And it's just like, dang, how old are we? What are we doing? But yeah, like these things happen. And then maybe you're seeing people advance in their careers. Like if they have it set and they know exactly, you know, what they wanted to do and they got into their career field after college, maybe you're seeing people like climb that corporate ladder. Maybe you're seeing people, you know, really kill it in entrepreneurialism. Or maybe you're seeing people just like quit jobs and try new things. And that's something that's really prevalent in today's culture. Like our generation, and I pat us on the back for this, we're quick to leave a job. If it's not serving us and we want something else out of life, or, you know, maybe the route that we are going down isn't what we thought it would be or isn't as fulfilling, we more so have that mentality of like, okay, I'm young, I can pivot. Whereas I feel like in previous generations, it was kind of that thing where you just stick in that job. You know, even if it makes you miserable, you stick in it, you get your pension, you retire, and you get your benefits kind of thing. But now you don't really have that. You have more of a turnover rate. And I think even that can be a little confusing, right? So you navigate in that. And then you are in this weird space of like financial independence, in the sense that maybe you're not asking your parents for money all the time, or you have like your own job and you can kind of provide for yourself to more of an extent. But also with that, you have more financial responsibilities. So maybe you have a rent, maybe you have your phone bill, maybe you have, you know, a car note, or maybe you're navigating the strange world of credit. What is credit? You know, like, how do you build credit? What is a credit card? You know, all of those things. And it's just a real funky time. Let's see what else. Maybe you're moving home, right? And I know that a lot of this happened, especially during, you know, my timeline during the pandemic. A lot of people my age or older moved back home to kind of like regroup and save and, you know, reestablish themselves. Maybe you are relocating. This was my reality. Actually, in my senior year of college, I relocated all the way to California because I had gotten married, right? And then from there, I relocated to Georgia, which is where I am now. But I know it sounds like this whole list of, you know, things that I'm saying, but this is kind of what happens in your 20s. It's like a whirlwind of like all of these different possibilities, right? And what do you do with all of these possibilities? Like the possibilities are truly endless. The world is truly your oyster, and that can be overwhelming. And I kind of want to speak to that a little bit. If you are like me in this phase of heavy transition, of heavy decision making, even decision fatigue, I just want to let you know that you are not alone. This is a very real thing. This is a very natural part of life. So I've been told from people older than me, because I'm floundering in a lot of areas, or I feel like I'm floundering in a lot of areas right along with you. Okay. But I just want to speak to that feeling, right? And kind of like give us that community and give us that like sigh of relief to know that it's not just you and it's not just me, right? Another thing, you experience like bodily changes in your 20s. One of my good friends told me that she noticed after she hit 25, her digestion was different. Child, like I said at the beginning of this video, with LLAMA Naturals, that pre and probiotic, who would have thought you would be in your 20s on a probiotic? Like, what? Your digestion is just different. You can't necessarily, you know, eat the same ways. Or I just developed a freaking apple allergy. Who has that? Anyway, I'm spiraling on camera. But yeah, it's a wild time. So you're not alone. Your body changes. I found that for myself, I have become extremely nutrient deficient. How, I don't know, but thank God, you know, again, use my code BAKE20 for 20% off to get your vitamins in. But yeah, I've become nutrient deficient. I've had anemia. I've had like diastasis recti, like I've had a baby, all of these crazy things that no one really talks about. And it's like all compacted into this like very small window of time. That's wild. It's just absolutely insane. And another big thing is that you are kind of discovering your values too, apart from your parents and apart from institutions. So remember how I was talking about you kind of divorced yourself from your identity as a student. And I feel like as a student, there are a lot of causes and things that are at the forefront of your mind and of your consciousness because you are a student. Excuse me. And similarly, I think that there's a lot of things that are kind of outside of our field of view that we don't maybe pay as much attention to because we are students and we're kind of in this bubble. Maybe things like politics. I know that actually a lot of students are really politically knowledgeable, but maybe things like politics or maybe things like, you know, religion or things concerning to health or equity or, you know, whatever, things like that. But you kind of really discover your values in this stage of life. And that has been something that's pretty cool and pretty grounding amongst all the chaos. But you kind of, you realize what's more important to you, what's important in your friendships, what's important in your relationships. And when it comes to building community outside of the people that are just like in your close vicinity that you're kind of forced to be in community with, you become way more intentional with the people that you want to hang around. So I guess I'm saying all that to say your 20s are a weird time and there's a lot to figure out. And as has been the theme with my videos lately, I just want to let y'all know that you are not alone. You are not alone. I'm also going through it. And yeah, I just felt like I should just kind of sit down and talk to you guys about how weird your 20s can be. And if you're younger watching this, I'm not saying any of this to like kind of scare you or freak you out or psych you out for your 20s, because your 20s are still a very beautiful time. You have a lot of fun. You meet a lot of great people. You learn a lot. And it's a time of like real building and elevation, which is lovely. So don't be scared of it. But there are going to be some moments where you may feel a little in the weeds. And that's okay. It's all normal. So we're just here to kind of normalize things and have honest conversations. So, hey, if you have anything to add to this conversation, put it in the comments down below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, I see a lot of you watching and you're not subscribed. So please subscribe if you like my videos, if you like my content. I typically make content around, you know, faith-based lifestyle topics, marriage, family. I tell a lot of stories. I'm very candid with you guys. So if you like that kind of thing, join my community. I would love to have you, and I'll see you in the next one.